Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the course Initiation into Spiritism. This course was organized by the United States Spiritist Federation, having as basis the book Initiation into Spiritism, written by Terezinha Oliveira, recently released by the United States Spiritist Federation. She made a very didactic compilation of some of the key elements of Spiritism, presented by Allan Kardec in the books of codification, using her many decades of dedication and experience as both author and speaker, and she put it together in a series of books dedicated to the study of Spiritism. The basis is and always will be Allan Kardec. The United States Spiritist Federation invited Spiritist representatives of more than a dozen of the United States of America states to join in this effort to bring to all of you this once a week course for a period of 40 weeks. There is so much to learn and to share. Invite your friends to follow this study as well. But now let us present to you the author so that we get to know a little bit more about the author of this course that we are going to be starting today. So the author is Terezinha Oliveira. Terezinha Oliveira was the president of the Centro Spirit Allan Kardec and USE of Campinas, São Paulo. She has over 50 years of uninterrupted activities in the Spiritist movement. She was a brilliant speaker. She gave more than 2,000 lectures all over Brazil and in the US. She was a writer as well. She wrote and published several titles. And she is the author of this course that we are going to be starting, a collection of studies and courses that was adopted in many spiritist centers in Brazil that want to implement a systematic study on Spiritism. So, as we said at the beginning, we have decided to use this course because it's very condensed and it brings to us many interesting topics, key topics related to Spiritism. It is divided in 4 sections, 4 parts, where we are going to be talking about God, creation, spirits, miracle of phenomena, love, cause and effect, free will, progress, reincarnation, discarnation, trials and atonements, prayer, mediumship, and so many other interesting topics. But let us start with our topic today. Today, we are introducing the course. So basically, we are going to be talking a little bit also how this works and how we are thinking and how your participation should be. And so we have this preliminary explanations. So one thing that we always have to keep in mind, and that is very common when someone comes to a house of assistance, a spiritist center, groups, whatever the denomination we have, but always following with spiritism, we always will be greeting the newcomers, but at the same time, we always have in the back of our minds, and we wanted to know what is it really that brought this person there? Has this person decided to come because of love or because of pain? And what do we want to say about that? What is exactly the reason why we have this interest in knowing why the person is there? So those that came through pain, they really come because they are suffering. They are suffering from physical distress, from spiritual problems, from both. Sometimes it's with them, sometimes it's with a loved ones, and for the main reason is pain, the struggles, the difficulties, which is not uncommon in this time that we are living due to all the circumstances that the whole planet is facing right now. And there are those that come through love, because of love, that they are more concerned with spiritual things. They kind of have this that we can call a call, right? They wanted to grow closer to God. They want to serve others. And so, as we can see, there is a difference even in terms of the motivation that leads the person there. So, what is your motivation? Why are you, you know, this, or how, or why have you decided to get into this course, in this study, to try to understand a little more about spiritism? Is it because of pain? Is it because of love? And one thing that we have to take into consideration is that sometimes it's going to be both things combined. At the same time that we were pushed through a situation in our lives that will lead us to think more about the spiritual things, and see how this can play and help in our lives, in our struggles. We also feel this urge to understand more, to find explanations that can help us in each and every sense in our lives. So whatever the case, whether you are here because you just want to learn, your life is wonderful, or it is because of too much pain, all of you are very, very welcome, and we really hope you will enjoy this 40 weeks that we are going to be spending together. And this also has an aim for us to try to deal with the perennial questions of life, who we are, where we have come from, why we are here on earth. So with all the topics that we mentioned before that we will be giving during this course, we will have this kind, all these answers that are so necessary for us today. It's also an opportunity for us to begin to exercise our spiritual faculties with prayers, to help others, to soothe, and to develop our inner self. So this is what this first day we will be talking about as well in a short while. So one thing that is not uncommon is that we may find some obstacles to attend this course. These difficulties are to be expected because they are part of the conditions of life on earth, but they can divert us from our good purpose if we do not pay attention to things. Examples: we may experience opposition from family members, sudden uneasiness, discouragement, guests arriving when it's time to go and start the lesson, disturbing thoughts such as disbelief that the effort for doing good would be useless. All this may be aggravated by the influence of inferior spirits who do not want our improvement and progress, and will do everything they can to disturb and hinder us if we do not stand firm in our good intentions. You may think, well, but this is a virtual course, right? What do you mean, having obstacles to attend the course? Yes, I mean exactly that, because regardless whether we were having this course in actually with everyone present in just one place, even when we are talking about virtual, we may have, there will be a certain day of the week that we will have this encounter where we will have this course. And it should be a commitment to us, because we can say, oh, it's on YouTube channel, I can watch whenever, but then it's easy for us to lose track of time and miss 1 week, and then you say, oh, now I miss one, I miss two, I miss three, and and to the discipline is good for us in this sense. And it is in this moment that we are all going to be connected. The energy of, of all of us together are going to be playing a very important role. So you should have a commitment, even if you decide not to watch on the day we are going to be airing this course, which one of the lessons. But you should have a commitment of saying, this day of the week I will be dedicating this 1 hour to this study of this course, and make a point out of it, because otherwise so much will be happening. And many times we think that it's just life happening, but it's not just life happening. It can really be in the influence of negative spirits that do not want us to move forward, that do not want us to enlighten ourselves and to move away from their influence. So natural obstacles will be that will help us to overcome all of this will be watchfulness, the state of being alert, so that we do not miss the good opportunities that will come our way. Goodwill, always willing to understand and apply in our daily life what we are learning, because our purpose is to improve ourselves, right? To make our lives better as well. And perseverance, because like we were saying, persevere, even if you have some difficulties and cannot do the way we are saying, try to do that once a week. Persevere, go, because all this effort is to work in our favor, is to make our lives better, is for us to feel more peace, is for us to be closer to this beautiful energies of spirits that wants to be with us and connect with us. So our goal, what is our goal when we are thinking about this kind of study, this kind of knowledge and understanding? Is really we are here because in a certain way, even if we do not know much, and we will have people that will be following this course with different levels of knowledge already, but mostly because we already understand that there is more to life than what we understand or what we see. So we want to understand us more as spirits, to have this spiritist view of life, to feel that we are capable of feeling more grounded in our convictions, to reach a state of safety, tranquility, and at the same time be able to progress intellectually speaking, but above all, our moral progress. That is the only one that will guarantee that we will be able to find this peace and harmony that we so much want. So some aspects we have to talk even about the material aspects, in terms of the hygiene of the body, not wearing ourselves too much, avoiding excesses. And sometimes we think, oh my God, this is so strange. Why are you talking about material way of taking care of ourselves? Now, especially because we are doing that virtually. Sorry. We may think that this is not that much necessary, but everything is connected to self-esteem, to respect as well. And we cannot forget that when we are doing that, we come with the firm intent of connecting with the higher spirituality, they are going to be there. And when we abuse too much of food, and even if we are not or dressing with something that can be uncomfortable, it will get in the way of us liberating our mind, our spirit, just to be focused and paying attention. And if you eat too much, for instance, you may feel kind of asleep and not being able to follow that much all of this. And spiritually speaking, of course, preparing ourselves. Um, we should not just turning on our devices and putting the courses there or talks, because today we have, thank God, we have so many, and with wonderful quality actually. But sometimes we just put it there and start doing our chores without paying attention to it. What are we really gaining with that? So let us be mindful. Let us use this time for our spirit, for us again to connect with the spirituality. And like we said at the beginning, attendance, punctuality, you can make your time. You can say, okay, they are going to be airing a certain this day of the week, but I will do a different day. But then you go and follow in a way that you will feel that you have this discipline, like we mentioned before. The lessons, uh, they are aimed at a basic level in terms of knowledge of Spiritism, and will follow a certain progression. Of course, we understand that everyone that will be attending or listening to this course is going to be different, like we said, different levels. And we will have time for question as well. We will have lives where we will be answering questions that you will be sending to us, and others that were sent to us previously about each subject. So this is how we are going to be developing this course. But today we are already going to start with our first lesson, that is about radiations or vibrations. And this is a very important part of our study, our presence in a spiritual ambience, or where we are going to be looking for spirituality, and how we are going to be starting connecting with God, with the highly evolved spirits, in a way that we can not only benefiting ourselves with this connection, but doing something in favor of our brothers and sisters that are more in need. So let's see what is exactly radiations or vibrations. What are they? Radiations and radiations or vibrations is a spiritist terminology, represent the exteriorization and projection of spiritual energies achieved through the impetus of one's thoughts and feelings. So it's when we really start concentrating, putting ourselves like in a state of meditation, of prayer, and start giving a direction to all this energy through our minds and through our hearts, right? And what are they used for? So with these radiations, we can influence people and their surroundings, benefiting both, also benefiting ourselves, because whoever opens one's heart and thoughts in order to give of oneself will promptly renew oneself, thoughts, feelings, and spiritual fluids, and become a channel on an attracting zone to beneficial forces. For it is giving that we receive. So when we put ourselves in this state of radiation, vibrations, like we said before, and we start concentrating and bringing about the best that we have in terms of thoughts, in terms of energy, in terms of our feelings, and especially trying to direct them in order to help and assist those in needs, including ourselves, we will be vibrating in a level where we will be open as well to communicate and to invite, so to say, similar forces or like minds that want to help others as well, and to bring those uh, benefactors next to us, so we will become a channel. And of course, when we are a channel, first of all, even before sending to others, we are ourselves receiving and benefiting from all that energy. So the efficacy and range depend on the ability we have to love and feel. The more we concentrate and the more we really understanding even our limitations, but knowing the desire we have to help, we can be very powerful. We can really send this energy that can, of healing energies. um, at the beginning it can be hard for us to start really doing all of that, concentrating and this meditation and gathering and collecting our thoughts and the irradiation of our hearts. But the more we continue doing that, the perseverance that we are going to be having, exercising all that, the range is going to be bigger and bigger in each day. How to carry them out? So first, like we said, we have is a matter of concentration. It's us for a short, it doesn't need to be long, a short period of time. We are going to be dedicating ourselves to this um, state of concentration, closing our senses to everything that is external, guiding our mind to the inner world, and focusing on a higher subject of interest. Once we concentrate, we will start emitting, radiating these good thoughts and feelings on behalf of those we want to benefit. So, like we were saying, first we collect ourselves. Sometimes people will like to put a music that is going to help soothing their minds and help the concentration. But you see, this doesn't mean that we have uh, to eliminate our thoughts. No, we just have to focus them, because sometimes when we talk about concentration, eliminating our thoughts, it can be very hard for some people. But here we are not talking about that. We are just talking about being able to focus. Now we are going to prepare ourselves, because I'm going to use this time and this possibility to join with all these energies that surround us, the good energies that surround us, inviting the benefactors to be next to us, to send all this energy of love and assistance, and then we direct this energy to this point. So when we talk about this vibration and radiations, we can do that by ourselves, or we can do that in a collective way. Remember that it's always important for us as well, and it can be very powerful when we do that in a collective way. So these collective vibrations that can be made by a group of people, and so they will be stronger because they represent the sum of the energies of all the participants. But there is one thing. If the participants become selfishly interested in vibrating only for themselves or for the nearest and dearest, there will be no true gift from anyone, and therefore no one will have anything to receive. So it's not what the guidance that we receive from the spirits are telling us here. It's not that we are forbidden to pray or to send those vibrations, radiations to ourselves, to our loved ones, but this should not be the sole aim, right? The purpose is helping others, assisting others. And we remember that every good deed that we throw in the world will come to us. So, like we said before, even if we are in pain and we still are capable of concentrating, sending vibrations to those that are suffering, when we do that and connecting with the good spirits that are there, they will say, look, she's suffering as well. So let us help, yes, others, but let's help her, him or her as well. So it's not that we are going to be deprived of their assistance, but the aim should not be this one. So, but if we start using all our energy and possibilities in a generous and selfless way, the good spirits will be able to work with all this energy, all these spiritual fluids that are going to be released from us, and we'll be able to distribute them to those in need, including us and our loved ones. So, in this way, when we are participating in a group of prayers of vibration, we should always be trying to give as the best that we can. And remember, always remembering that the spirits are going to be guiding all this energy, all these thoughts of love and desire to see each and every one in a better situation than they are now. They are going to be release it into the world, and we may be sure that this is going to be very effective and will be helping everyone. The direction in collective radiations, there normally we will have one person that is going to be guiding everyone's thoughts and feelings, so helping in this concentration, in guiding us what to do. So but when we are talking about one person that is going to be doing that, leading others into this thoughts, into the to channel their energy, their spiritual fluids, the person that is conducting this vibration should speak in a tone of voice with just enough volume for everyone in the room to hear. It's not uncommon for us to see people that are invited to do prayers or to lead a prayer, or in this case a vibration, that when they start speaking, the only person that is going to hear themselves are themselves, because they do that like normally we do, sometimes because of shyness, but sometimes because we think that because we are praying we have to maintain a very low voice, and not necessarily people are going to be able to hear what they are saying, and therefore be able to benefit from this drive they will be giving in terms of conducting this vibration. It has to be very clear and objective, really, so that everyone will understand what is the goal because it's guiding us, guiding our minds. And don't worry, we will be giving an example if this is becoming too much of theory, but we will be giving an examples, okay? And it has to be brief as well. It doesn't mean when we are praying, when we are doing vibrations, it's not the amount of words that matter. Sometimes we may not even say a word, but we may feel this connection with God, with the benefactors, because our hearts are so much connected with them. So again, we can be brief. It, and sometimes when we try to prolong it unnecessarily, it can become very tiring for the people that are following, and they will not be able to maintain their concentration. So we are talking here about quality, not quantity. So let's make it short, concise, but at the same time, a beacon of light. And we can actually do that with this heartfelt emotions, and involving everyone that are listening. This is the most important thing. And we remember when Jesus say, when you pray, you collect yourself. You don't need to pray in out loud voices for others to appreciate and say, oh, look how much, or how they pray, etc. No, we have to collect ourselves in the temple of our hearts. And this is how we are going to be reaching this connection with the benefactors, and at the same time be able to release all the goodness that we are capable of transmitting. There are some suggested themes for vibrations. We will find this even in the book that we just released. You can select those that are more appropriate. Always, we have the book of prayers from the Gospel according to Spiritism. We have in the Gospel as well this session of prayers of how we can conduct this kind of vibration, because a vibration is also a kind of a prayer, right? And we will have, actually, one of the lessons is going to be only about prayer, but you can do that according to the situation we are living. Like, for instance, now when we are going to be doing eye vibration, there is no way we are not going to be mentioning all the laws of life because of the pandemic, and all of those that are suffering because of it. So according to what we are living, we will be including and directing our thoughts in this way. And one way that we can do this introduction, it could be like we are presenting here, brothers and sisters. It is in giving that we receive. Let us help in order to be helped. Let us send our thoughts and fraternal feelings to those in need, those who are lacking in health and peace. Let us think on behalf of others, so the all-seeing God may bless and assist us. So this can be a way of us this introduction in our vibrations, already connecting all of us just by saying brothers and sisters. This is so powerful. Many times we say that, not really meaning that. It's about time for us to start thinking that we are really truly brothers and sisters. If we do believe in God, if we are trying to bring God into our lives, and accept God as our creator, and understanding that we are all creation of God, how can we not accept that we that emanate from God are not brothers and sisters? So start giving meaning to all of that. Start understanding when we say, oh, it's giving that we receive. Yeah, let's think about all the how profound those words are. And when we start thinking about that, start thinking and imagining Jesus helping and assisting us, even when he told us, he taught us the Lord's Prayer, the meaning, the deep meaning of each and every phrase and each and every word, and how this is so powerful in our days. So some examples, or examples that we can have. So this is one of them. We can start like this: Lord, please sustain us in our purpose of serving. In your name and with the help of good spirits, may we help others who are more in need than us. God, there are those who are very unhappy, but within your mercy toward us, there are many ways to help, many resources that bring encouragement to our fellow human beings. With our whole soul, we beseech you to bless all those who suffer. Give each distressed soul the soothing of its pains, a balm for its sorrows. So even if we are reading, because sometimes we have so much difficulty in organizing our thoughts, of course, when we are doing the collective vibration, like we said, and we have someone that can be more experiencing in doing that. It's not just about experience, it's about, again, it's about the heart. It's about what comes from here. So I may read not paying attention, but I may read really meaning and trying to send all with the words, each and every word, this energy of love and assistance to all others. And Teresinha Oliveira, when she presents this book and she presents these vibrations as well, uh, uh, she finishes by saying that with this initiation into spiritism, much has been given to us in spiritual knowledge, and therefore we can do much in the Lord's harvest field. May all that Christ hath sown in our hearts produce fruits of virtue, goodness, and faith in abundance. And may we know how to pass on to others, both in words and by example, the message of love and truth that Jesus has bequeathed to us. May we work diligently in eagerness to make up for the time we spent in the spiritual inertia. So we wanted to bring those words that she put it actually at the end of the book, to not only to pay homage to her and to all the work that she has done, and how with such simplicity she was capable of, putting all those ideas that we find in the Spiritist codification by Allan Kardec in a way that it becomes very palatable, very easy for us, especially when we are starting learning about Spiritism, or developing an interest of getting a bit more knowledge, getting to know Spiritism. So we are very grateful to her because she's really an example to be followed. And because of her work and dedication, we are able to bring this course and this study to all of you. Like we said before, there is so much more to come, and we have many other weeks with very interesting topics for us to continue studying. This was just the introduction, a way of getting together, and also say about the gratitude that we have for the United States Spiritist Federation, all the group of workers that are dedicating their time, putting so much effort in order for us to have this course, and for all other speakers that are going to be here presenting each one of them their lessons and bringing their way and demonstrating a true sense of brotherhood, of fraternity, of all of us working together in unity for the benefit of each and every one, especially for those that are starting now and having this opportunity of getting to know Spiritism. But I do believe we have some questions before we end our presentation today. So the question, will a beginner be able to learn about Spiritism with this course? In fact, this is our main objective. We hope that everyone that is going to be uh, attending this course, again, whether you are going to be watching it as soon as it aired or afterwards, or even watch more than once, the idea is that with this course you have the basic knowledge and even a bit more, because when we talk about spiritism, this is the work for many incarnations. But yes, it is going to be attending the main issues and being capable of explaining to us so many things that we want to learn in this sense. Let's see if we have another question. Okay. You have mentioned that one of the impediments we may find in attending the lessons is the interference of ill-intentioned spirits. How can they do that and why? Yes, this is actually true, unfortunately. We have to start understanding that we are immortal spirits. Okay, we will be talking about it in more a bit more, of course, in the other lessons. But we start from this point of understanding that we are spirits and that we are immortal spirits. If we are immortal spirits, it means that when the life of the body ends, my spirit continues surviving. And my spirit continues to survive from the spiritist perspective, it means that I'm going to continue to be and feel exactly what I am or was while I was on earth. So there will be people that will continue in their good ways and trying to improve, and there are others that are still very attracted to the material side of life and with inferior tendencies that will try to associate with people here matter to be able to satisfy their whims in a way. But many may be very against any kind of spirituality or spiritual ideas, even because the more we start working on our spirituality, the more we start changing the vibration that will allow or not for them to associate with us. So why there is this saying here that we know that says misery loves company. Sometimes the spirits only want to interfere because they want us to feel as bad as they feel. They do not want people to move, to work for their improvement, because this is going to somehow oblige them to do the same. So this is more or less for this introduction what we can say about this topic. But so it's important for us to acknowledge that and to understand that we can change this. If we are feeling that there is too much impediments, too much interference, we calm down, we say a prayer, we try to pay attention to in ourselves, and then we will be able to somehow start disconnecting from those forces that do not want us to move forward. I do not know how to pray. Can I reach God if I do not use the right words? Oh, this is a beautiful question because Sometimes even we may think about in terms of words. Uh, in what language should we talk to God to reach God, right? Of course, God would understand all the languages, but it's more than language, it's more than words. Like we said, is what goes in our mind, is what goes in our hearts. So we are used to understanding that sometimes we have to know some prayers or know those prayers by heart, that we do not know how to say that, we will not be able to make a connection. But from the spiritist perspective, we understand that the best way for us to connect with God is actually through our hearts, through our good intentions and our good deeds. So this is a way of establishing a direct line with God. So do not worry so much if we do not have the right words, if you do not know by heart any prayers. And like we said, there are some examples that will help us if it is even hard for us to elaborate things in our thoughts. But sometimes we have to think that when we talk to God or to the highly evolved spirits, it's just opening up our hearts and talking to them with sincerity, and we may be sure that we will be heard. It's interesting because sometimes people come to me and say, "Oh, Sarah, I'm going through so many struggles, and could you please pray for me? I know that your prayers are strong, that God is going to listen to you," because they know that I pray, I like to pray. So, but I say, what is the difference between my prayer and your prayer to God? Is that I pray and you don't, because there is no reason why God would listen more to my prayers than listen to your prayers if you truly pray with your heart. Okay, so let's see if there is another one. I have a lot of difficulty to concentrate. Can I still participate in groups of radiations prayers? I'll tell you a secret, I do too. It's hard for me to tame my mind. Of course, with the years, we get better, but it's an exercise. Everything is, uh, we grow stronger by the day, right? So do that and start participating, because you will feel very good in knowing that you are joining a group that is getting together to help others, and to connect with those beautiful energies of the benefactor. So even if it at the beginning is harder, or sometimes your mind will slip to uh, a different place, you get back and continue doing that. But it can be a challenge because of the so many things we live in our day-to-day lives. But persistence is going to help us in this sense. I believe we have another question. What if I miss a lesson? Can I still attend this course? Like we mentioned during our presentation, this course is going to be available in our YouTube channel, the United States Spiritist Federation channel, and even others. And you can access it at any time. And if you miss one of the lessons, you can just go there and watch it later. But like I said, try to do that in a disciplined way. If you can follow, once a week, or twice a month. You say, I will watch two together twice a month, but go through that, and you will still benefit from all the lessons we are going to be presenting here. So we are very thankful for having you with us, whether you are watching it now or later or watching it again. We hope that this is a material that will be able to to stay and keep on helping, spreading this love and knowledge of Spiritism, regardless of what year we are, and that later on, uh, decades from now, people can still be watching us and learning, because we are talking about the love God. We are talking about teachings of Jesus, and they are not going to change. Okay, so until next time, thank you so much for your participation, and I'll see you again soon.